Assalamu alaikum everybody. Welcome back to my channel Rapid Revision. This is another question from ratio analysis and it is from February March 2021. It is question number 3. They're saying here Chaya provided the following information for the year to 31st December 2020. They've given you credit sales, they've given you credit purchases, and they've given you gross profit. Then they're saying at 31st December 2020, they have given you inventory, trade receivables, trade payables, and bank overdraft. These are our inventory and trade receivables are our current assets, and trade payables and bank overdraft are current liabilities. So we have two current assets, two current liabilities. Then we have been given a table, and they are asking you to calculate gross margin. So if you remember the formula, gross margin is simply gross profit divided by net sales multiplied by 100, or gross profit divided by revenue multiplied by 100. Gross profit is in this case is 51,480. Revenue in this case is credit sales, because all of our sales is on credit. So sometimes revenue can be both, it can be cash sales and credit sales, but in this case we just have credit sales, that is 114 400, and then you multiply this by 100. So what you get here is 51,480 divided by 114 400. We'll get here multiplied by 100% will give us 45%. So you need to write 45 and you need to write the sign for percentage. In the next part, trade receivables turnover days round up to the next whole day. You always have to round up the trade receivables turnover and the trade payables turnover to the next day. Always, whatever the answer comes out, because it's like if your trade receivables are paying you in 41.2 days, they are taking 42 days. So uh, the formula for trade receivables turnover is oopsie, I have written 100 here, I need to write here 365. So yes, trade receivables divided by credit sales multiplied by 365. So trade receivables in this case is 15,400. Credit sales in this case is 114,400 multiplied by 365, because when it comes out in days you need to multiply it by 365, because in a year we have 365 days. So 15,400 divided by 114,400 multiplied by 365 will give me 49.13 days, which means this is 50 days. But I need to write days in my answer as well. In the next part, you need to calculate the current ratio. Current ratio is simply current assets divided by current liabilities. So you will write here 2850 plus 15,400 in the numerator, and in the denominator you will write 7430 plus 6190. So when I take out the answer for this 2850 plus 15400, this will be 18,250. You divide this by 7430 plus 6190, which is 13,620. So 18,250 divided by 13,620 will give me 1.34 is to 1, which is my current ratio in this case. In the next part, this is for 6 marks, so it's good 6 marks. You should ideally write the formula, also write the calculation, whatever calculations you are doing, you should write the formula, because then if your answer is wrong but then the formula is there, so the examiner knows that you have the knowledge of the ratios in this case. In the next part, they are saying Chaya is comparing her ratios to those of Sara, her main competitor. Based on Sara's most recent financial statements, her trade receivables turnover is 28 days. So her trade receivables turnover, Chaya's trade receivables turnover is 50 days. You guys must know this, that trade receivables turnover is lower the better. Why? Because my trade receivables are my customers, and it is very good that they pay me as soon as possible. If they are taking longer to pay me, then that means it can lead to a lot of problems, like there can be cash flow problems. If my trade receivables are not paying me on time, I don't have enough cash to pay my trade payables. So also, one more thing, that the longer a trade receivable takes to pay, the more chances are that they may become irrecoverable debts, which we don't want. We don't want our customers to take our money and run away. So, what I have written here for you guys is that compare Chaya's trade receivables turnover with Sarah's trade receivables turnover. So, Chaya's trade receivables take longer time as compared to Sarah's trade receivables, which is true, because Chaya's trade receivables are taking 50 days. Chaya may be allowing a longer credit period to her customers, which may be true. Chaya's credit control policy may not be efficient. So Chaya must keep reminding the customers of their amount due. Also issue invoices on time. Also issue statements of accounts on time. But Chaya doesn't do that. Or Chaya's credit control policy is not very effective. Maybe. Then Chaya may not be allowing her customers cash discounts for prompt payment. So sometimes, there's this thing that if my customers pay me within, let's say, 20 days, I give them a further discount on the amount that is due. So that basically encourages my customers to pay me earlier, also to pay me within the time that I have specified, that is 20 days in my example. But Chaya may not be allowing her cash discounts to her customers for prompt payment. That is why the customers are taking this long to pay. This may lead to cash flow problems for Chaya. Also, a longer trade receivables turnover means more chances of irrecoverable debts. In the next part, state two problems with inter-firm comparison. What is inter-firm comparison? So there are two firms and two different firms, and we are comparing both of them. So inter-firm comparison, what is the problem with inter-firm comparison is that two different firms may have started in a different time. So there are a lot of other YouTube channels, also education, who have been doing this for a very long period of time. So I can't compare myself to someone who has been doing this for a very long time, because that is not a meaningful comparison, because I just started 2 years ago. So that is one thing that you need to see when you are comparing two firms. Someone who has been there in the market for a very long time um, has more know-how of the business as compared to someone who is newer. So also here I have written that Chaya and Sarah may have different financial years. So her accounting year end may be different. Chaya's accounting year end may be different. Sarah's accounting year end may be different. Also, another point is Chaya and Sarah may use different accounting policies or different accounting methods. So that is why the profits may not be very comparable, because they may be using different accounting policies and different methods. But also interesting thing is that someone who has been in business for a very long time, you can't compare that business with another business who is a newer business. Which is a newer business. So in the next part, Chaya is considering stopping selling on credit and instead selling on a cash basis only. Chaya would offer a trade discount of 12% to regular customers in order to maintain a good relationship with customers. We need to advise Chaya whether she should make cash sales only and offer the trade discount. They have written two advantages here and two disadvantages. If Chaya sells on cash basis only, this means that she will receive all the cash immediately, which will improve her cash flow, obviously. There will be no irrecoverable debts because she'll immediately collect the cash. Also, she will not have to incur the administration costs for credit control. She will not have to keep reminding, she'll not have to you know, keep checking on the customers to pay on time. However, customers may find other suppliers who might offer credit, so longer credit term. Also, this may reduce her sales because a lot of businesses offer credit terms to customers. If Chaya stops offering credit terms to her customers, that's just that will customers might just switch to competitors, because Chaya is not offering them credit. Then I have written here, this may reduce her sales. Also, this may damage her relationship with her customers. Also, due to a 12% trade discount, her revenue will reduce. That is true, because 12% trade discount means that the selling price goes down by 12%. Profit will therefore decrease. Chaya should not stop selling on credit, which is my recommendation. You can have a different recommendation. That's completely up to you. In the next part, they are saying state two reasons why Chaya's employees would be interested in her financial statements. There are interested parties like government, there's employees, there's customers, there are trade payables, there's bank manager. Uh, all of these are interested parties. There can be more interested parties as well. We call them stakeholders in business studies. Here you need to write, okay, whether Chaya is making enough profits that she can increase their wages. So the employees would want an increment in their salaries. That is why they would be interested in the financial statements of Chaya's business. Another point here is if the business is making enough profit that they can continue to offer them employment. So for job security also, the employees would be interested in Chaya's financial statements. The last part here state two types of users of Chaya's financial statements other than Chaya and her employees. So there is a bank. The bank manager would be interested in her financial statements because obviously if they want to give a loan to Chaya, they would want to see that if she'll be able to repay the loan or no, if she'll be able to pay the interest on loan or no. Also, trade payables would be interested because they would want to know that if they sell goods on credit to Chaya, will she be able to pay them back on time or no? So that's it for this question. Thank you so much for watching.